run down a fast biography on him, Roger, will you? And get me as much information as you can for the next edition. Roger, just hold on a minute, Roger. Hello, Jim. Gee, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Listen, the old man has decided to kill that story. Yeah, well, I don't know why either. Why don't you take it up with him, okay? All right, fine. Roger, now look, I'm sorry, but my secretary is ill and the phones are driving me crazy, so just get it done as fast as you can, okay? Yeah, all right, we'll talk about it later. Right, bye-bye. Oh.
Hi, Papa. You need another head.
I need a secretary. What can I do for you, honey?
I've come on a serious financial matter.
Hattie, I'm not a bottomless well.
I know, Papa, but it's just in advance until next week. There's this fantastic sale on matching sweaters, and they're only $5, and if I don't get down there right away, they'll be all gone.
Hattie, how's your shorthand?
My what?
Well, you studied typing and shorthand in school, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, how'd you like to come down here and help me out? Miss Wilson is off for the rest of the week. I thought maybe you could drop down every day after school and handle the phones and take a few letters.
Papa, that's the greatest idea I've ever heard. I'd love to work for you. Being right here in the middle of all the excitement of running a big newspaper. Earning my own way instead of borrowing on my allowance.
That's wonderful. Okay, we can start right now on these letters, all right?
Except I can't. You see, the reason I'm picking up the sweaters is I have a bowling date with Richard, and he's waiting for me, and I know if there's anything you hate, it's a daughter who's not punctual. So I'm afraid I'll have to pass up this opportunity.
I see. Here.
Thanks a million, Papa. I'll pay you back next Saturday.
Yeah. Hello?
Bye.
I'm George Reynolds, remember?
Of course. The last time I saw you was in Chicago, wasn't it?
That's right.
What are you doing here?
I have to report to Mr. Lane about a job.
Hey, that's great. Give your uncle my regards, will you?
I'll certainly do that.
Right, Bert, I'll leave it up to you to set it up. Bye.
I'm, ready to take a letter.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Certainly was, but... Oh, I'm sorry. I should never have gotten in your way like that. I wasn't looking where I was going.
Here you are.
Thank you very much. Oh, thanks a million.
No trouble at all.
Martin should be right back. You don't like him, George.
I'm sure I will, Uncle William.
He's been pushing himself a little too hard lately. I've been trying to get him to slow down. But I can't. You'll be taking some of the burden off his shoulders for a few weeks.
I'll try.
I'd like to try to get him to go down to one of the islands in the Caribbean and relax in the sun, but he refuses.
How are you going to go about it?
The only way to blast him loose in this office is to trick him. It'll be a lot easier with you here. Oh, Martin. I want you to meet my nephew, George Reynolds.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Lane.
Thank you.
George is going to be your new executive assistant.
Bill, I don't need an executive assistant. Unless you think I'm not capable of handling the job myself.
Don't be ridiculous, Martin. It's just that we need someone here in case you're away.
Well, I'm not planning to be away.
We never know, do we? I'm sure you two will get on splendidly. Let me know if he gives you any trouble.
I will, Uncle William. I'm sorry to have been sprung on you like this, Mr. Lane, but I hope to be able to accomplish a lot here.
Aren't you a little young? Besides, being the publisher's nephew doesn't necessarily qualify you as a newspaper man.
I know that. I majored in journalism at Northwestern, edited a farm journal for 1 year, worked for Associated Press for 1 summer, and spent some time on the editorial desk of the Chicago Bulletin.
Oh.
Darling, you haven't touched your dinner.
I'm not hungry.
I am. Boy, putting in a hard day's work really gives me an appetite. You know, I should have gone to work for you a long time ago, Papa.
The paper might not still be in business.
A little honest work wouldn't hurt you either, brother dear. Patty, how long are you going to work at the newspaper?
My secretary comes back on Monday.
Oh, that's no reason for me to quit. I'd like to work there as long as you're there.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Boy, I hate it when they get dramatic. I'll see you later. I'm gonna go upstairs and see if I need a shave.
Patty, what do you do at the newspaper? Oh, a little bit of everything. You know how it is. No, I don't know how it is. I've never seen you this enthusiastic about working before. That's the word for it, all right. I can't wait to get down there every day. Who is it? Who's who? I think I'll go down there tomorrow and see if I can help Uncle Martin. Oh, you wouldn't like it down there, Kathy. It's noisy. Rush, rush, rush. All right, then don't tell me. To tell you the truth, Kathy, I've been dying to tell you. He's the most sensational thing I've ever laid eyes on. He's everybody rolled up in one. Wait till you meet him. When will that be? Well, not yet. First, I want him to get to know the real me.
Oh, girls, please. Would you do me
Yeah, we know. I'll wash you dry.
I brought you coffee, dear.
Thanks.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just checking through our balance sheet, see how much money we have saved. Never as much as it should be, is it?
Martin, what's wrong?
Natalie, Smathers is trying to ease me out of the Chronicle.
You're joking.
They were in my office this morning discussing the best way to get rid of me.
I don't believe it.
Well, neither could I, but I heard them myself. Let's face it, Natalie, I'm getting on. They probably want a younger man in there.
Darling, you are the youngest man I know.
Smathers knows somebody younger, his nephew.
Oh, they can't just throw you out after all these years.
Oh, they aren't going to throw me out. They're going to trick me. Probably got some plan worked out where I lose my pension, too.
I think you should talk to Smathers right now, face to face.
Which one of his faces should I talk to?
Oh, you don't even have anything definite to go on except a conversation.
Natalie, Smathers' nephew is already working there as my executive assistant. Boy, I just can't figure out what went wrong. Circulation is up, the paper's doing well.
You could always take that job they offered you in Indianapolis.
I already got him someone for that job.
Oh. When do you think this is going to happen?
Oh, well, the way they're moving down there, I wouldn't be surprised if George was the editor of the Chronicle within a week. But listen, we better not say anything to the kids yet. There's no point in getting them upset until it actually happens.
All right.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Taking a coffee break?
I think I better have a milk break. I've really been drinking far too much coffee. I have to cut down.
1 milk.
Thank you.
Would you like anything else?
Yeah, just this. And, maybe this. And this. Thanks a lot.
Say, aren't you Martin Lane's daughter?
Yes. But I want you to think of me as just another girl. I mean, I don't believe in cashing in on the fact that my father is the managing editor of this whole newspaper.
Ooh, I think that's very admirable of you.
Oh, do you?
You know, your father's a very difficult man to get to know, isn't he?
Papa? He's the doll of the Western world.
Every time I try and see him, he's always busy.
Well, I can fix that. Beard the lion in his den.
What?
Catch him in his natural habitat.
How do you do that?
By accepting the invitation I'm about to extend to you to have dinner at our house tonight.
I would love to. But are you sure your father would approve?
Oh, approve? Papa is the most sociable man in the whole world.
All right. Thank you. I'd be delighted to have dinner tonight. Besides, it'll give your father and me a chance to talk.
Yeah, we can all get to know each other a little better.
And if we cut down on concerts in the theater, we could save another $15 to $20 a month.
And I could cancel that new dress I ordered. I don't really need it. I'll do my blue one over. Was anything more said today?
Oh, a few subtle hints. Didn't I think I was working too hard and I'm looking a little pale?
What's the nephew like?
I don't know. I managed to avoid him. He keeps trying to talk to me, but I keep ducking him.
Good for you. How dare he?
Yeah.
Hi, Gru.
Hello, darling.
Oh, we're having a guest for dinner tonight, okay?
Of course.
Oh, thanks.
Richard?
No, this is somebody new. You'll like him, Papa. You've got a lot in common with him. He's in the newspaper game, too.
Is he?
Yeah. He thinks a lot of you. He's always asking me all kinds of questions about you.
Well, that's very flattering. Nice to know someone's interested in me.
I'm anxious for you to get to know him. As a matter of fact, he works right... There he is, right on the dot. I always say that's the sign of a good newspaper man.
I wish Patty weren't so impulsive. I don't feel like company tonight.
Oh, darling, maybe it's exactly what you need. And if he's in the newspaper business, you two will have a lot in common.
Good evening.
Yes, it sure is.
I hope I'm not too early.
Oh, no, you're right on time. The family can't wait to meet you. Come on in. Folks, say hello to George Reynolds. Hi.
Hello, dear.
Would you mind letting me in on a secret? I've never been so humiliated in my life. You acted like he had leprosy or something.
Well, I'm sorry, honey. It wasn't your fault. You didn't know what was going on.
I still don't. Won't somebody please tell me what I did wrong?
Honey, George Reynolds is being primed to take your father's job away from him.
I don't believe it.
Well, I'm afraid it's true. It's bad enough that I have to see him down at the office without having him here as a dinner guest.
Oh, Papa, I'm sorry. I didn't know. He didn't seem like that kind of a person.
Well, who knows? Maybe he's being forced into it. Anyway, I'm sorry I ruined your evening. I shouldn't have burdened you with my problems.
You're practically out of a job and you're worried about ruining my evening.
Well...
Don't you worry, Papa. You're the best newspaper man in the business.
Exactly what I told him.
You know, I can go out and get a job and help out.
Now, wait a minute. We're not ready to go on relief yet.
Boy, wait till I get that George Reynolds. Am I going to fix him?
You'll do nothing of the sort. I don't want you to discuss this with him, okay?
If I cut out 2 sodas a week, that's 50 cents. That's $2 a month, $24 a year. And by the end of 10 years, I'll have $240. I'm gonna get a job at night. And when Kathy finds out what's going on, she'll help out too.
Sure is rotten of Mr. Smathers to give his nephew your father's job.
Well, George sure had me fooled. He seems so nice.
If there's anything I can do to help, just let me know. Like giving him a sock in the mouth.
Thanks, Richard. We'll be okay. We may have to move into some tenement or something. Maybe a cold water flat where you walk up 5 or 6 flights. But we'll be all right. The exercise will be good for us.
2 more sodas, please. Better keep up your strength, Patty.
Martin, I wonder how Henry Ritter is.
Henry Ritter? What made you think of him?
Oh, I don't know. He still owns the Oklahoma City Post, doesn't he?
Yeah?
And he offered you a job as managing editor.
Natalie, that was a year ago.
He seemed very eager to have you.
Well, even if there were an opening for me, do you want to live in Oklahoma City?
I want to live wherever you're appreciated. Why don't you call him and ask him how he's feeling?
Now?
Now.
All right. Operator, I'd like to place a call to Oklahoma City, please. that's very flattering, Henry. How soon could I start to work?
Tonight?
Well, how about Monday? Fine. Thank you, Henry. I'm looking forward to it, too. That's just wonderful. Goodbye now. Well, you're looking at the new editor of the Oklahoma City Post.
That's wonderful, darling.
You sure you don't mind moving?
Of course not. When are you going to break the news to Mr. Smathers?
Just as soon as I sign those contracts.
He's in for a big surprise.
Elizabeth, would you tell Mr. Smathers I'd like to see him, please?
I'll see if he's in, Mr. Lane.
Hello.
Hello.
Is anything wrong?
Don't be silly. What could be wrong?
I don't know, but I sure got frostbitten at dinner last night.
Well, what did you expect? You sneak in here and try to steal my father's job away from him, and then you use me to get a dinner invitation.
Take your father's job away from him. What are you talking about?
As if you didn't know.
I'm here to do your father a favor.
Some favor.
Patty, I postponed taking a job in Paris because my uncle asked me to help out here for a couple of weeks so that your father could have a rest.
A rest?
That's right. My uncle wants him to take a vacation. But your father refuses to take any time off.
Would you mind kicking me?
It looks as if I already have. I'm sorry you misunderstood. No one could fill your father's shoes, Patty. My Uncle William keeps telling me how lucky he is to have him as his managing editor.
I don't have to walk up 6 flights.
What?
Oh, nothing. I owe you a king-sized apology. I guess we all do.
I think we better straighten this out.
Oh, I'll go talk to my father. I can't tell you how happy this is going to make him. Thank you. Papa, I've got the greatest news for you. I just talked to George.
Now, Patty, we don't have to worry about George anymore.
I know. Papa, George isn't here to take your job away from you. He's here because Mr. Smathers says you're the best managing editor in the business and he wants you to take a vacation. That's why he sent for George, so you could have time off to rest.
He said that?
Uh-huh. George doesn't want your job. He's waiting to take a job in Paris. Something wrong, Papa?
Hello, Patty.
Hello, Mr. Smathers. Well, I guess you two have a lot to talk about. Excuse me.
You want to see me, Martin?
Oh, no. I mean, yes. That is, sit down, won't you?
What is it, Martin?
Well, there's something that I have to tell you.
Yes, Martin.
Well, you see, I'm afraid that I actually misunderstood completely what George was doing here at the paper. I thought that he was going to take over my job.
After... Martin, you should know better than that.
Yeah, well, you haven't heard the half of it yet. You see, what I've gone and done is I've signed a contract to become the editor of the Oklahoma City Post.
You're joking.
Oh, I wish I were. But don't worry, because I'll get out of it. I mean, I'm sure there's not going to be any problem about it.
Well, there had better not be, Martin. Because I'm holding you to your contract right here.
That's only fair. Honey, would you try to get me Oklahoma City, please?
You signed a contract without giving me any notice.
But that was because he thought he was being pushed out of here.
Oh, he should know better than that.
I'm sure he'll have no trouble getting out of his other contract.
You're wrong, George. He's going to have a lot of trouble.
What do you mean?
Martin needs a lesson. Get me Henry Ritter at the Oklahoma City Post.
Hello, darling.
Hello, Nat.
Is anything wrong?
What could be wrong? You're married to one of the most successful newspaper men in the business. How many other men do you know who are managing editors of two newspapers which are 2,000 miles apart?
Didn't you quit your job on the New York Chronicle?
Oh, Smathers has no intention of letting me quit that job, and neither does Ritter out in Oklahoma City. I talked to him for an hour today on the telephone.
Martin, what are you going to do?
I'm going to fly to Oklahoma City tonight.
What about Smathers?
Oh, he says it's all right, so long as I'm back here tomorrow morning.
What's going to happen?
I'm not sure, Nat, but I have a feeling that from now on I'm going to spend a lot of time in the air.
Hi, folks. I brought a dinner guest home. What if your plan doesn't work?
It has to.
I hope you're right. You know, this past week, Martin has spent more time in the air than he has on the ground.
He's flown to Oklahoma City 7 times this week. That must be some kind of record.
What time does this plane leave?
In about an hour.
Without him, I hope.
That must be him.
Well, would you let him in, please, Patty?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, Mrs. Smathers.
Hello, Betty.
Won't you come into the living room?
Thank you. Hello, Natalie.
Well, hello, Mr. Smathers.
Where's, Martin?
Oh, he's upstairs getting dressed for Oklahoma City.
You said you wanted to see me.
Yes, I do. I have a present for you.
Hmm? It's, a white flag.
Mr. Smathers, the lame surrender.
I, don't understand.
Oh, I think you do. See, George tells us that you went to school with Henry Ritter.
Oh, does he?
Yes, and that you're very old friends.
That's right, isn't it, Uncle William?
Oh, I talk to Ritter every once and again.
Yes, and I wish you'd talk to him again.
I bet Henry that Martin could handle both jobs for a month. Oh, well. Is he ready for that vacation?
He certainly is, and so am I. There's a plane leaving for Florida in an hour.
I'll drive into the airport.
Natalie, I'm all set. Hello there.
Hello, Martin.
George? Well, looks like everybody's here.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite of a welcoming committee.
What?
We're all here to see you off, Uncle Martin.
But it's only another trip to Oklahoma City.
That's right, dear, only this time we're going to take along plenty of suntan oil.
What?
Let's go.
I'll never forget you for this.
My pleasure.
Come on.
You know, sometimes I don't understand my family.
You don't have to understand us, Martin. Just love us.
Yeah, but what do we need with suntan oil in Oklahoma City?
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind.